Hear that sound? That's the world's favorite word. Stop. It echoes through bankruptcy courts and divorce papers, through rejection letters and hospital corridors. It's the gavel slamming on dreams, the steel door closing on potential. But now listen closer. Beneath that noise, there's another frequency. The heartbeat of Edison, watching his life's work burn to ash and whispering, "Thank God all our mistakes are burned up." The rasp of Lincoln penning the Emancipation Proclamation between military disasters. The grinding rhythm of Ford's engineers rebuilding the V8 engine for the 107th time. This isn't just persistence. This is the art of continuing when every atom screams halt. Most people retreat at the first gust of wind. The legends, they plant their flag in the hurricane's eye and declare, "This storm becomes my sail." Understand this. Obstacles aren't barriers. They're reality's quality control. Carnegie's first bridge collapsed into the Mississippi, killing workers and capital. He didn't quit. He autopsied the steel like a forensic artist. "Every failure carries the blueprint of its own solution," he'd snarl. Rockefeller faced antitrust annihilation not with surrender, but with ruthless reinvention, pouring millions into medicine and education. When Disney's animators defected, taking Oswald the rabbit with them, he didn't negotiate. He invented Mickey Mouse on a cross-country train, sketching with trembling hands. These weren't superhumans. They were masters of the pivot, the art of taking the world's no and recasting it as raw material. Your adversity isn't a stop sign. It's the universe handing you a chisel and whispering, "Carve your masterpiece here." The first law of relentless continuation. Convert pain into propulsion. Edison didn't endure 10,000 failures. He weaponized them. Each shattered filament became data. Now I know 1,200 elements that won't work. Lincoln transformed electoral defeats into forensic studies of public sentiment. Curie hauled pitchblende in a leaking shed while radiation ulcers ate her fingers, calling the burns proof of conversation with the invisible. Their secret? Alchemizing agony into intelligence. That bankruptcy? It's market research written in fire. That betrayal? A masterclass in human nature. That illness? A forced audit of priorities. Ford locked his engineers in a room with impossible blueprints for 2 years. When they emerged with the V8 engine, he didn't praise their stamina. He paid them in solid gold bars. Suffering is currency. Exchange it wisely. Now fortify your core with strategic stubbornness, not blind persistence. Calculated, ruthless continuation. Study Rockefeller's daily ritual. 5 minutes of silence, eyes closed, repeating, "I will not be moved." Patton's North African campaign wasn't one with tanks. It was one in Nevada deserts, where he rehearsed every conceivable catastrophe. Carnegie's mills operated on one doctrine. Efficiency is the relentless elimination of stoppage. When Tesla's lab burned, destroying years of work, he told reporters, "The fire has released me from old obligations. Now I build greater." Build your own continuation protocols. The 24-hour reset rule. Lincoln's cabinet reshuffles after defeats. The catastrophe rehearsal. Edison's mental fire drills. The Scorched Earth Policy. Ford's total abandonment of Model T. Stopping is not an option. Repurposing is mandatory. When continuation costs everything, pay it. Carnegie sold his empire not to retire, but to build 2,509 libraries. "The man who dies rich dies disgraced," he growled. Curie refused patent rights to radium, choosing poverty to keep her discovery free. Lincoln sacrificed constitutional caution to burn slavery's foundations. This isn't martyrdom. It's sovereign transaction. Picasso abandoned his lucrative Blue Period for unexplored cubism. Ford slashed Model T production despite record sales to birth the V8. They understood. True continuation demands sacrificial velocity. Jettison the familiar. Torch the comfortable. When Apollo 1 burned on the launch pad, NASA didn't cancel moonshots. They redesigned spacecraft in bloodstained conference rooms. Your everything is just ballast for the ascent. Here's the final secret. Stamina is a myth. Relentlessness is renewable energy. Rockefeller napped daily like a wartime general. Edison mandated blackout nights for his inventors. Curie gardened between radiation experiments, hands buried in soil to recalibrate. They practiced not endurance, but strategic resurrection. Lincoln walked nightly through wartime Washington, memorizing tree bark patterns to quiet his mind. Carnegie took ocean voyages during mergers, watching waves demolish old strategies. Your battery doesn't deplete, it gets clogged with a residue of resistance. Clean it with radical stillness, Rockefeller's 5-minute silences, unrelated beauty, Picasso's bullfights between paintings, controlled demolition, Ford's factory purges. Continuation isn't a marathon. It's a series of atomic explosions. So stand in the storm's core. Let the world scream stop until its lungs bleed. Your response? Rebuild like Edison before the embers cool. Reinvent like Ford with the smell of failure still sharp. Relinquish like Carnegie while rivals clutch their gold. History's greatest weren't unstoppable. They were the masters of continuing when stopping was sane. That ache in your bones, that's not fatigue, it's potential condensing. The world says stop. Thank it for the friction. Then dig your heels deeper. Breathe the tempest as fuel. And move. Not with rage. With the terrifying serenity of a force of nature. Continue not because you can, because you must.